Just to let you guys know, we are recording. Hey, everyone.
So I think we were going to start, Donna. We wanted to tell everybody the reasons why they should be considering Virgin Voyages. We're unsure of where everybody's knowledge is at with this cruise line. So tonight is really meant to educate you on why this brand is a brand Donna and I have really started supporting, why we think it is a very vegan-friendly cruise line, and just about more about what the experience is going to be like on board.
It's going to be fun. That's the experience.
That's right. So first off, why Virgin? And a few key points here that set them apart from other cruise lines. First, it's an adults only cruise line, so you're not going to be dealing with a ton of kids on board. They've really designed the ships. Well, exactly.
Teenagers,
it
maybe
depends,
a couple
because there are some adults that I consider kids, Donna.
Well, there's true. That's true.
They also have a really innovative restaurant concept that we're going to talk more about in a little bit. Their inclusions are top notch. They've got a lot more inclusions than some of the other cruise lines. They've got a real wellness focus to their ship, lots of spaces where you can detox and retox. You can really curate your own experience. Donna will tell you a bit more as we go through the presentation. There's something for everybody to do, and you don't feel like on a cruise ship where everybody's kind of pushed to the theater or everybody's really pushed to the pool deck. There are so many different experiences for everybody on board with the way they've designed the ship. And that brings us to the last one, which is yacht inspired design. Would you consider these the reasons, Donna, to choose Virgin?
Well, okay. Forgive me, everyone who has kids. I love kids. I just don't want them on the cruise ship with me. I'm sorry. I could do that somewhere else. So and I actually have met a lot of people who have kids that are on the cruise ship and they're like,
do I have to sign Costa first?
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
Okay. I do love children. I just kind of wanted to not have it as a children's vacation or family vacation for me. But I've done that many times with my nieces and nephews. So Wi-Fi is included. I do suggest that you get an upgrade on the Wi-Fi, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah, we got a slide.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
The inclusions later, so we can definitely go over that. As you were saying, Donna, it's exclusively adult. The way they've designed the whole ship, it's meant for adults. There's outdoor workout areas. There's lots of adult-centric entertainment. You've got your own personal hammocks that are on the deck, as well as ones that are on your own balcony, and a lot more things that are locally inspired that adults will appreciate rather than children. So you're not going to see large water slides,
right?
On this, you're not going to see large parks for kids. It really is designed for the adults.
And I will tell you that I love the hammock. I lived on that hammock every morning with my coffee and my newspaper or whatever I was reading, and just sat out there first thing in the morning. That's my favorite spot.
Well, they have this really funny commercial that Donna and I wanted everybody to see. It just talks to the adults only and just, again, speaks to the brand and how they've approached their marketing and the fact that they're a little tongue in cheek. So we hope you enjoy it.
Your suitcase packed, but not mine. How could you leave us kids behind? Parents are going on a cruise without us kids, and we know whose fault this is. Virgin Voyages says we can't cruise till we're 18, which makes us shake like we had caffeine. Virgin Voyages says no kids on the ocean, so we're causing a commotion. You'll be sipping cocktails under a starlit night while we're back home without an invite. Sure, you've earned a gourmet spin, but we're experiencing existential dread.
Adults, enjoy the cruise. We know you deserve it, but the fact we can't go is total bull.
It always makes me giggle because
I
I
know
don't think
that
there's any
last-
other cruise lines that have had ads like that, but I thought it really was, it spoke well to what they're trying to accomplish on board. So we also were talking prior to our presentation tonight that we wanted to focus a bit more on the design concept of the ship. It's like we said, if you've been on cruise ships before, this is breaking the entire mold. A lot of what has been done on board with the design concept was done by 7 designers that have never designed for cruises before. They really wanted to create intimate spaces and environments. There's no real large spaces for everybody to congregate. They've really created little pockets that you can go and enjoy your own space, make new friends, or you and your friends will be able to enjoy the spaces that you would like to enjoy. There's tons of different bars, tons of restaurants to choose from, but the design of the ship is really that sort of boutique glamour.
And it's not a huge ship. You know, you go onto these ships that are 5,000, 6,000 people, you kind of get lost. This is under 3,000 people.
Yeah, you're actually just
3,000.
under 2,800.
Right,
And we got a
so-
slide in a couple of slides that shows the details for that, Donna, but you're
Yes.
totally right. Not huge ships. You're not going to be dealing with 6,000 people on board. And again, thoughtful design in terms of maximizing the different spaces that they can afford everybody. Because I think that's the thing a lot of people have complained about who aren't traditional cruisers, is the fact that they find after a day or two, they've been everywhere on board. And the
Right.
feedback we're getting from Virgin is that folks want to go back because they really didn't get a chance to explore. They found a couple of spaces they liked, they kept going there, but they
Yeah, I know, that's
missed.
what I did. I kept going to the same restaurants, and I just realized I was doing some, little research today. I'm like, I didn't go to that place. I've got like 10 restaurants I need to go to at least.
Yeah, you're not alone, Donna. I think that's the feedback that everybody's been giving about the ships.
Welcome if you're just joining us. We are being recorded, so if you missed the first 5 minutes, you can watch it later.
Before we jump into the inclusions are on here, and Donna and I will speak to them in a minute, but I see Paula F, you've asked, is this good for a person traveling solo? 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm actually booked in a solo cabin on the sailing because I wanted to be able to experience what it was like on Virgin. But Virgin has dedicated solo categories. So they've got a solo insider as well as a solo sea view.
Right.
Those are specifically geared towards single passengers, but you also can get the traditional sea view and Sea Terrace cabins that can accommodate double and triple occupancy. You can also get those as a solo traveler yourself.
And it's actually affordable enough that if you, so the solo costs don't cost more. We're going to go over the pricing later,
Yeah.
but it's affordable enough that if you went into one like the Sea Terrace, it's fine. You'll be fine.
I'll clarify that, Donna, and
Yeah.
I'll answer Joyce's question at the same time. So the specific solo insider and solo sea view rooms, those are priced specifically for single occupants. So you will find that those rooms are lower priced
Right.
than any of the other cabins. But what I like about Virgin is I have yet to see a solo traveler pay that 200% to get the cabin. So
Right.
they have paid more than, just what one person in a double occupancy cabin will pay, but you're not paying the dreaded, I've just doubled my vacation cost. And the other good thing with Virgin is that their pricing is dynamic. So instead of it being that the price is the price, and unless there's a big sale, you're not going to see a discount. We have seen fluctuations in pricing on certain itineraries as well as certain ships. So there are some opportunities there for solo travelers to be able to get into a Sea Terrace cabin at sometimes less than 150%. But it really depends on each sailing when you're looking to go and what the interest is in that sailing. Our particular sailing is the week before American Thanksgiving, and we have noticed that cabins are starting to sell a lot quicker.
Right.
And there's a lot less availability. We will go over it towards the end of the presentation, but Solo rooms, in terms of the solo category, should not cost any more. They will cost less than what a double occupancy room will. Did you want to chat the inclusions, Donna?
So yeah, let's talk about the inclusions. Everything's included. I mean, the basic Wi-Fi is included. As I mentioned, you might want to upgrade to get a little bit, if I should mention this, if you just want to get emails, and maybe take some photos, basic Wi-Fi is fine. But if you're wanting to live stream anything, you need to pay for, the extra Wi-Fi, which is really reasonable. It's like $10 a day. So it really doesn't cost that much. Now, tips are included. The group fitness classes, which I've taken the spinning class because I'm really into Peloton right now. I should be doing Peloton tonight, but I'm talking to you guys instead.
Talking Virgin.
They don't, talk to Virgin. No, they don't have Peloton, but they have some great spinning classes that will kick your butt, or you could take something as fun as the 80s fitness class, which is kind of not a ripoff, but kind of a takeoff of Richard Simmons' class. And it's
I can't wait to do it. I think we'll do a group. I think our group is
it's
gonna
total fun.
join one of them for sure.
It's total fun. So
The thing I like about the inclusions, Donna, is the essential drinks. And the thing that always frustrated me on other cruise lines was that if you wanted to get still or sparkling water or juices or soda or tea and coffee, just the basic, you always had to pay extra. Or what they had was really limited. And Virgin has said all those essential drinks you don't have to worry about. They actually give you water bottles in your room of sparkling and still. You're able to request what you like from your room attendant, and they'll make sure that you have that available.
And one last thing, a lot of cruises will charge you for the specialty dining. They don't. So you just have to make a reservation. It's included. There's over 20 restaurants.
Well, and that's the thing. I think we're going to talk about it in a little bit, Donna, but again, there's no main dining room on Virgin Voyages. There are a lot of boutique restaurants with different themes and styles and different tastes. So if there's something like Donna has told us on a few occasions, she really loves Razzle Dazzle, which is their vegetarian, vegan forward restaurant. And she ended up going there quite a few times. But there are over 20 different eateries to be able to go to and enjoy. And on a 6-night itinerary, we're not even going to be able to hit all of them. I think we might try.
No, and I do like the fact that gratuities are included, so you don't have to worry about it. Like you didn't, I did this recently. I was on a tour. I was on a tour in Germany, and I, left before the group did, and I didn't get a chance to tip him. So I'm trying to find a way to find the guy. But so tips are included, so you don't have to worry about that. But you can also give extra if you felt like they did it over and above what they expected. I've given extra, but it's totally up to you. You don't need to do that.
So we have a few questions here, Donna, that I thought I'd jump in and talk about. Joyce asked, is it non-smoking everywhere? It's not non-smoking everywhere, but correct me if I'm wrong, Donna. They've really limited it to one area on the back of the ship.
Yeah, in the back of the ship.
And I'm not sure about the casino. You mentioned that. Can they smoke in the casino? I don't believe so on board Virgin.
I didn't notice smoking in the casino, and I'm pretty sensitive to that.
Most of them are turning the corner on that option in a lot of cases. I think Carnival still is doing it. There's but a lot of other brands are starting to step away from it.
Right.
Liz was saying we're on a cruise next month and both of us must have the same drink package. That really doesn't work for us, but we're locked into it. One of us drinks, the other one doesn't. But in order for the one person to drink, we have to pay for 2 packages.
Can I go over that?
Sure, if you want.
Okay.
I was really excited to too, but you go for it.
Well, so what it is, Liz, is first off, on this cruise, you're going to have your drink package included, right? I think it's
$300 bar tab.
$300 bar tab, which if you don't use it, you can well, for starters, it's not just alcohol. So there's specialty drinks. We're going to be going over all this, so I don't want to go into detail about it.
Yep. So then. Let's leave it until we get to there.
Yeah, let's wait.
But the big thing for Liz to make sure she knows is that unlike other traditional cruise lines, Virgin does not offer drink packages.
Right.
The same way.
They call it sailor or bar tab. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
And Paula wanted to know, is there only one vegan friendly restaurant? No, they're all vegan friendly. There is one that had a focus, which is the Razzle Dazzle, but they are all vegan friendly. And if they don't have a vegan dish on there, they'll make it for you. I've had that done many times.
Yeah, that's the great part about you go into each restaurant, and the first thing they're asking is about your dietary requirements. So they
Right.
want to know about it. They want to make sure that they can service you however you can. There are some restaurants I think Donna and I have gravitated to more towards, because our clients have expressed the need for vegan options. So if they're
Right.
like the Italian restaurant, from what I hear, has very limited vegan options.
But they'll
So
make you some
they will make
absolutely
you something if you really
fabulous.
want to go
Right.
there.
Right.
And again, when you book through folks like Donna and myself, that's part of the heavy lifting that we do. We
Right.
reach out to their teams to make sure if there's a restaurant you really want to try,
Right.
let's come up with something great for our vegan clients to enjoy
Yeah,
this.
we're going to
so
get
they
into
don't
the
have to.
food a little bit more.
Yep.
Um,
Just briefly to chat on the ships that Virgin offers. Donna alluded to this a few moments ago, but the best part about Virgin Voyages, I think, is each of the 4 ships that are part of their family by the end of this year are identical in their design. So you can know, no matter where you're sailing in the world, your experience on Virgin is going to be the same. You're going to know where the spots are. You're going to know where the restaurants are. There are only 2,770 sailors on each ship. So you're not dealing with a very large ship, but you're dealing with a ship that has just enough space. And I've sailed quite a few times on ships of this size. And I really love the fact that they don't feel crammed in. You don't feel
No.
like there's a ton of people.
no,
And you could find your own little corner and hang out there and not really interact with a ton of other folks unless you want to, which is really great.
yeah, in fact, there were times where I'm walking down the hall, there's nobody there. Many times, most of the time, actually, except for the staff. So it was
And
really
exciting for Virgin is the Resilient Lady is actually starting sailing in Greece next month. So about 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be sailing on its first inaugural.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be moving to Australia. So Resilient Lady is definitely is an exciting new addition to their brand. The Brilliant Lady is coming up later this year, and she'll be home ported in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So Virgin is really spreading their ships out across the world so that everybody gets a chance to be able to experience them. I know Donna and I were thinking once we'd finished this group up in November, looking at putting together a group for Greece. So
Yep.
let us know if you would be interested in joining us in Greece, if Greece is on your bucket list of trips to go to. And Jess, Joyce, they can accommodate SOS free and their vegan offerings, but again, that's a little bit more. So what we're really excited about is there's vegan menu options that are on the menu. So if you are a standard vegan folks who don't have any specific requests apart from that, there are menu options available to you. Something like SOS free, we'd have to call in and make sure that that note is there. But like Donna said, every single one of your wait staff will be working to make sure that they can accommodate that for you.
Yes.
And we have confirmed that they can accommodate those diets,
Yes.
because we actually have some travelers who are eating SOS free. So not to worry there, Joyce. We wanted to briefly mention one before we start chatting about the cabins. The great thing about Virgin is that 86% of their cabins are Sea Terrace and 93% of them have sea views, meaning there are less inside cabins available, more opportunities for you to be able to see the beautiful ocean as you're sailing.
So these are the cabins for these are the inside cabins, right? Oh, except for the sea view, obviously. Solar Insider is for one person. The Solo Sea View is for one person, and that is a porthole. And then you've got the Insider that will accommodate 2 people. And then the Sea View, I think, can accommodate up to 3 people. I have to
It can
double check on
accommodate
that.
up to 3 people. There are cabins that can accommodate up to 3 for
Right,
sure.
right. And I've stayed in the Sea View. It's very spacious.
Great. And then the largest category of suites on board are the Sea Terrace suites. And the
Right.
one thing that a lot of our clients have been asking about is, okay, well, how can I get, they want a particular spot within the ship. So within the Sea Terrace categories, there are some cabins called Central Sea
Central Sea
Terrace,
Terrace, right?
and then the Standard Sea Terrace. And the difference is the Central Sea Terrace cabins are located centrally in the ship. So they're closer to some of the amenities, they're closer to the elevators and the
Not as much
stairwells.
rocking.
Not as much rocking,
Not
but
that it
there are
rocks very
Sea
much,
Terrace as
right,
well,
right.
which are closer to the back of the ship. My favorite feature on the Sea Terrace is the beautiful hammocks. They're hand woven hammocks. Every Sea Terrace cabin has them, with the exception of just a few near the front of the ship right now. They don't have them because just the way the hull has been built, but they are working on that. And I think by the end of this year, Donna, they've said that that should be rectified, and all Sea Terraces will have the hand woven hammocks.
Right, and I live in that hammock, as I told you. That pad that's on the table at the Sea Terrace on the lower right, you can, that's going to be your main thing that you use. You're going to use it for opening up windows. You're going to be using it to look at, when they have you talk, tell you about all the security stuff, although you still have to go down there and do security. But you can watch Netflix on there. You can watch movies on there. You can watch TV shows on there. There's a lot of stuff that you can use in there, it's nice. It's your main tablet for the week.
And I think the thing to point out here, Donna, is the fact that a lot of older ships actually don't have a ton of outlets and ports that you can use.
Right.
As you can see under the iPad, they've got the USB ports, which are really great for charging your devices, along with all the other additional power ports. So for anybody who needs to stay connected, Virgin's really tried to think about that for you.
It's all over the cabin. They have them all over the cabin, but yeah. So, and you can even play mood music on there. It's really funny when you first come in, they'll play What's Going On or something really sexy, and then the windows open up by themselves, the curtains. It's a lot of fun.
So if you wanted to step up into the suite categories, Virgin has changed again, thrown things out the window, and they offer what are called Rockstar and Mega Rockstar quarters. And those are the suites that are available. There are very few of them on each of the ship, but they come with their own special amenities and perks. For the Rockstar suites, you've got an in-room bar that's you're able to curate, tell them what you like to drink. There's Richard's rooftop access, which gets you an access to an outdoor pool area and bar area that's not available to all of the sailors. You get priority access, plus you get a Rockstar agent to be able to help you.
Which is like a butler. That's
it's like a concierge, and they'll actually they reach out to you prior to your departure, and they actually send you a questionnaire so they get to know you better, so that when you arrive, there are things that you like there for you. And the Mega Rockstar is a step up from there. Now, this is definitely a room that my family would enjoy, because there's a music room off one side, plus a beautiful wraparound patio and balcony.
Oh, the best balcony.
Yeah. And these Mega Rockstar suites come with even more inclusions. So you can see them all down there. You can take a screenshot of them. We won't spend too much time so we can keep everybody. But this room actually comes with a premium Wi-Fi. You get complimentary transfers and parking. Plus you get a bottomless in-room bar. So if you were really looking to have that party sailing, the Mega Rockstar suites have a lot more inclusions for you. And on that, Donna, let's chat about some of the fun things on board. Okay,
let's go. We got the groupie room, which is funny because I used to be a groupie, but that's a whole nother story. But it's basically a karaoke room, which is a total lot of fun. And you don't want me in there because I can't sing worth a note. But I'll be the audience. I'll be the groupie and watch you guys sing.
Well, I think it's great because those rooms are actually small. So
they're very,
for those
very
folks
small,
who don't like performing in front of a large crowd, this is just you and like 5 of your friends.
Like that size, how many people are in there? That's all you can fit. That's it.
And it's perfect just to get to know some new people and to do something a little bit different. I'm really excited, Donna, for the arcade. I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
All of the arcade games are free and included, so you don't have to fight with kids for arcade games. You can feel like a kid yourself again. You don't have to worry about quarters or anything like that. So I'm really looking forward to experiencing that.
And the social club is where a lot of the games are played, the whatever, like there was a
They do
music
daily
contest.
activities.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was like a music contest or a song contest that you had to guess the song, that kind of thing. And that's good for singles as well. That was their main focus on that one particular contest, was focused on singles. But they do have vegan popcorn there, which is really nice. They have a vegan hot dog there. The Red Room was nice. That's where a lot of shows are.
I was also going to say that, Donna, about the social club, just before we jump off there, that's actually where they host their social solo meetup events.
Right.
So in the activities of the day, you'll see that there are social hours where they've invited folks who are solos to come down and enjoy some social hour together, where it's not a large group of people, but just those folks who are traveling on their own.
Right.
The Red Room you mentioned, Donna, this is a versatile space that is used for a multitude of different shows and performances.
Right.
I believe there's also some bingo events in that room sometime, and they convert it throughout the day. So you might see the Red Room being used for a number of different.
They have drag queen bingo.
I'm looking
It's
forward
so
to
much
that.
fun. Now, I will tell you, the bingo is a little bit extra, but it's so worth it. It's like, I think it was like $25 a card or something, but it's so worth it. And you have the opportunity of winning a lot of money with it too. So there you go.
And then once you've got your winnings from the bingo, you can head over to the world's first ever tattoo studio on board a cruise ship. So another thing Virgin has done completely differently, they have created what's called Squid Ink, and it is an onboard tattoo, permanent makeup, body piercing studio. The real reason why we're mentioning it here is that they have vegan ink. So they're doing all of their tattoos with vegan ink, which makes it a vegan friendly experience, which for a lot of us who do have tattoos, that wasn't always the case. So if you're looking for something unique, you can get a little tattoo of your sailing. One thing to note.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, one thing to note is if you're getting a tattoo and you plan on swimming, book your tattoo appointment near the end of your sailing, because you cannot put your new tattoo into any sort of salt water after you've had it done. It'll remove the ink. So make sure to book that near the end of your trip.
And these guys are master ink, tattoo.
They're actually from the show Master
They're
Ink,
from,
and
some of them are from the show. Yes, that's correct. I've talked to them, but they are, they're ink artists. I mean, they're masters at it, what they do. They did one on a friend of mine that was amazing, and it was her first one.
And as soon as I figured out who the guest artist is going to be on our sailing, I will be sure to share that with you. I've been pushing for that, but we're not quite there yet in terms of having that information. They're not quite booked, but once we know, we'll make sure to let everybody know.
Right.
So the next 3 spots.
So the Manor's where the 80s, well, they do a lot of things there, but that's where the 80s class came from. It's a Richard Simmons inspired class, and it is hilarious. But they have a lot of other shows there as well, and they have some parties there. They'll have some like guest bands there that'll play at night. So it's a lot of fun, and going that hallway that's really what it looks like, with the sparkle there. It's got,
well, the reason why we included
it's the
that,
most photographed spot, in the cruise ship, because it's so cool.
well, that was what I was going to say. There's lots of Instagrammable moments. So if you're the type of person that wants to take some pictures that makes people drool, Virgin Voyages has a lot of those on board their ship. Don't be afraid to ask someone to snap your photo. They unlike other cruise lines, don't have a cruise director on board. They have what's called a happenings cast.
Right.
And this group here in this photo who are at the PJ party are the happenings cast. You'll see them around the ship. They'll be interacting with you. Again, you don't really feel like these folks can interact with you. Their whole point of their job is to make sure you're having a great time and to make sure you're taking part.
And speaking of the PJ party, you do come up with, you know, you do need to wear your PJs. You don't have to wear your PJs. I shouldn't say that, but it's more fun when you wear your PJs. And I bought a pair of red flannel PJs just for the cruise. So it's a lot of fun. You'll see some really wacky outfits in there, as you can see in here. Dual Reality is a great show. If you guys have ever watched Cirque du Soleil, a lot of the athletes in here are from Cirque du Soleil. So
This
it's
actually, Donna, correct me if I'm wrong, is a retelling of Romeo and Juliet,
it's
but
a
at a
love
really
story.
fast
Yes,
pace.
yes.
Yeah.
Kind of like West Side Story. That's, I think, more of West Side Story than Romeo and Juliet because it's the updated version, but it's beautiful. This one I did not get a chance to see yet, but it looks like a lot of fun. And
This one is
want
one
this.
of my favorites about asking my clients about, because when it first came out, yes, the title is Untitled Dance Show Party Thing. You're not misreading that. That's what the show is called. And every
That's
single
one word.
person that I've had who sailed on Virgin has said that was the best description for what they experienced. And it was
Yeah.
unlike anything they'd ever seen before. So definitely one for us to check out.
Oh, and here's Scarlet Lady. So
Well, Scarlet Knight.
Scarlet Night. Sorry. It's late at night here. It's not late, but this is the big night. So this is the one night where you might want to consider people dress, you know, if you want to talk about how you should be dressing, it's pretty casual, but I would suggest the one night, if you do dress up, this would be the night. And I never had any red clothing in my life before. And so I bought red Rothy shoes. I don't know if you guys know what Rothy's are, but they're these environmental shoes and they're real cute. And I bought those to wear. So I had a pop of red on me. And then of course I ended up buying this hat that has red on me. I bought earrings that I didn't wear tonight that are black and red. And I ended up buying a red dress. So there you go. I don't know. Now I'm a red person, I guess. I don't know.
Well, let's go into what most of us are excited about, and that's the eateries on board. We are, Donna, just so you know, at 16 minutes. So we'll keep moving through
Yes.
this so everybody can get as much information as possible, and we can chat more about the cruise dates as well. So
Yes, sorry.
what was your experience? These are just a selection of the restaurants that are available on board the ship.
Right.
As we say, there are over 20 plus eateries, but there is Korean, Italian, elevated Mexican. You've got a test kitchen that has a vegan menu, which is
2
wonderful.
vegan menus.
Yeah, which is wonderful. You've got the vegetarian forward restaurant Razzle Dazzle, and then there's a bottomless brunch spot as well. Any favorites there, Donna, from those 6?
Well, I mean, Razzle Dazzle is my favorite. I liked the first menu on the test kitchen. I liked the other one too, but I liked the first menu, which is like the first half of the cruise. So I would suggest that you check and see, you know, when it's going to change, because you want to check out the original menu.
And yeah, and if you're booking on our group itinerary, I'm sure Donna and I will be able to
we'll give
find
you
out
some-
when those menus are available to you as well.
The wake is great. It's all, I mean, it is a steakhouse, so that, you know, but they do have, anyway, they do have a vegan egg in the wall, hole in the wall egg, and it's vegan. It's all vegan. It's really, really good.
And these are some pictures of some food that you've experienced on board, Donna. Was there
Yeah, I
anything?
think my favorite was the pizza. They do a gluten-free pizza, which is also vegan. That's gazpacho up on the left, and then cauliflower's in the middle, which I know it doesn't look great in there, but
looks
it's
amazing.
really, really good. They do have some raw foods in there, but you know, as you can see, you know, a lot of this, I think the one on the left is like a quinoa dish, which was really good. And then Razzle Dazzle had the Impossible Burger, which I actually liked because I like the sauce. The sauce to me is what makes it, but the cauliflower was really, really good. And then you've got your cookies and milk. Right. Now this is the test kitchen. The one to the right is an asparagus gazpacho, I believe. And then the one in the middle is a frozen gazpacho, which is really good. I love their gazpacho dishes. And then the one down at the bottom on the left is chocolate. It's a chocolate cheesecake. And then the one on the upper right is sauteed tofu and a vegetable tarte. How do they pronounce it? Anyway,
Tart.
yes. There's the hole in the wall
There's the
on
egg
the
in the
left.
wall.
Do you see that
Yep.
on the left? That was so good. The one on the right is when you go to Bimini and they'll have that laid out for you. They'll pick it out for you and they'll put it on a tray for you because it is kind of buffet style.
Well, I think that's the thing to emphasize here. So on
Not buffet,
many
I should say.
itineraries
Yeah.
is the visit to the beach club at Bimini. And generally what my experience has been like on cruise ships is that when you get off the ship, trying to find vegan friendly options for you on these sort of private island experiences and beach club experiences, you never can find anything. So the fact that there are vegan options that are available that can be delivered to your cabana
Yeah.
that's to me game changing because
Well,
it
and
means
if-
that I
and if
can
you-
go off and I don't have to pack a bag of snacks with me.
Right. If you have a private cabana, which if you have a group of people, it's worth it to me because then you have somebody who's waiting on you hand and foot. I wanted to say, when I meant to say buffet style, it's not buffet. They hand you everything. Everything is made to go. So there is no such thing as buffet on this cruise ship.
No, yeah, it's all made to order food. So a lot of the food is
It's all made to order.
made to order. The galley area on board, which is what traditionally would be the buffet,
Right.
is you've got stations where you can go and you look at the food and you request what you would like, and then they will bring it right to your table for you. So you
Right.
don't have to deal with large lineups or buffets.
Right.
And Liz, there is no extra fee to go off the ship to the island.
No,
That visit to the beach club at Bimini is part of many of the itineraries.
we're going to
Not
talk about
every
that.
itinerary has it, but on our particular itinerary, we'll go over it in a few minutes. But
Yes.
yes, there's no extra fee to go off.
If you want to
There's
go
extra-
off on your own, if you want to do a shore excursion, that's a different story. And we'll talk about that in a few
Yeah, and
minutes.
shore excursions are at your convenience, what you'd
right.
like to do. This was just an example of some of the bar spaces to give you another idea of the different spots that are available. There's a coffee shop and on the rocks, a beer draft house, as well as other deck.
The coffee shop will do vegan lattes for you.
They have alternative milks, which has been fantastic. Paula, yes, there are excursions that are extra. If you'd like to take them, you are not obligated to book them through Virgin. If you book with a travel agent as well, we have partners who are able to sell excursions as well at most of the ports.
Why don't we
So-
answer the questions at the end here so we can keep
I'm just
going?
trying to make sure we
yeah.
stay under the 50
Yeah.
more because we've only got
No,
about
I
10
know.
minutes left.
I know.
And we'll get back to some of the questions near the end, but I want to make sure we answer them so that folks have to leave in an hour they can. Virgin was the first ever cruise brand this year to sweep the Cruise Critics Cruisers Choice Awards, and they won 6 awards, as you can see from here. It's a reason why, again, we think they're going to be a great sailing for us and for our group, because constantly they are being rated tops on
Great.
all the cruise lines.
And no cruise has ever gotten that many awards before.
No, they're the first
No.
actually. So it's pretty amazing. Now on to the stuff that I'm sure most folks are here about. And the thing that Donna and I are most excited about, it's our Vegan Travel Summit 2023 cruise group. It'll be taking place November 12th to the 13th. We are doing a Western Caribbean charm itinerary. It's 6 nights, round trip, sailing from Miami. And Donna, why don't you tell a bit more about the itinerary?
I'm really excited about this itinerary because I was supposed to go to Honduras about 25 years ago and I got sick before I left, so I couldn't go. And Honduras has been on my list forever. So we're going to start in Miami, and we can also talk later about coming in a day or two early. We're going to be a day at sea, which I love. There's only 2 days at sea here, which is great. So that's just enough time to get your spa services, whatever it is. And then we go to Roatan, which I'm so excited. And then we go to Costa Maya in Mexico, which I'm curious about because I don't know that much about it. And then we have another day at sea. And then we go to Bimini, which Bimini is just so much fun. It's just a beach party. It's really, it's a beach party.
Great.
So Joyce had 2 questions, if that's okay, Jason,
Yeah.
or do you want to keep moving?
No, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so yes, you can order more than one entree and try as many things as you want. As long as your stomach can hold it, they'll feed you. The situation with COVID safety right now, are you asking about if you need to be vaccinated, or because you don't any longer? Or do you
The cruise lines, all of the cruise lines, including Virgin, also have a health and safety protocol that
Right.
came in
right?
once COVID
They were-
became a thing. They have now implemented those. Now, the one thing I've always told the clients who maybe never sailed before, cruising has in particular already had really stringent health and safety regulations
Right.
because there was a possibility of norovirus, especially with everybody going to different ports. So they already had really good implementation of health and safety protocols, but the cruise lines have gotten really good in the last couple of years about knowing what to do if somebody needs to be isolated.
Oh, more
Right.
about you're going to be seeing the precautions and cleanliness and safety on the boat. You're going to be seeing people cleaning constantly. And now if you feel more secure, I would suggest you wear a mask, but that's up
Folks,
to
yeah,
you.
folks can
But
wear masks if they want to on board.
I probably will.
100%.
Yeah,
But they are now mitigating any sort of cross contamination by increasing their cleanliness, not only in the public spaces, but also in your rooms. I know I have some clients who are going to be sailing the itinerary just before we come on board, and
Right.
they actually have to even leave their cabin between the sailings, so that way they can go in and
and
give
clean it.
their cabin an extra deep clean to make
Right.
sure that it's there. So COVID protocols and health and safety protocols are top of mind still for cruise lines for sure.
Right.
Virgin is no different. Now, some of the reasons why you'd want to join us, I think we've chatted about some of these, but you've got the adults only ship. You're going to be traveling with like-minded travelers. So we're hoping to have a really good group of vegan friendly folks on board. So you'll be traveling with people who are thinking like you. You're going to be led by myself and Donna. We're both vegan travel agents. We're vegans ourselves, long-term vegans. And we're going to be there to try and make sure that this experience is as amazing as possible for each of our guests. We also have all those all-included luxury inclusions from Virgin. And we may or may not be working on some surprises and delights for our group. So,
Well, can I talk about at least one?
sure.
So we're going to have, and we just don't have all the details yet, but we will be having a vegan happy hour when we get onto the ship. We'll have at least one vegan happy hour, I should say. And we are looking to do an excursion. We just have to figure out the details before we
We're
won't know
trying
the
to
details until the
make
summer.
sure we know the numbers of folks that are going. So when
Right.
we reach out and we book all of these, we're able to get the best pricing for everybody on
Right,
these excursions. The excursion, of course, will be extra. But things like the vegan happy hour and meetups that we're going to have, we're looking at hopefully having some social hours where we go over and take over the social club. And closer to the date of our departure, we're going to arrange a night like this on Zoom where we can answer everybody's questions,
right.
give folks some more information about what Donna and I have planned, but we're not really going to plan the entire itinerary
We want
every single
free
moment. We
time,
want you to be able to go and experience your vacation.
right.
We want you to be able to go to the places that you really like. And then a few times in the day, we're going to get together. We're going to try and arrange some reserved dinners for our group so we can go and enjoy a dining establishment together, but we're not going to fill your calendar up with a ton of things. That's not a vacation. That ends up being a lot more stressful in my personal opinion.
Joyce, we are looking into a hotel for group space for the night before. I suggest I don't think you really need it the night after unless you want to stay on, but I always suggest to people to please come in the day before because the air flights these days, you just don't know what could happen. So in fact, the last time we went 2 nights before, just in case, because it was kind of crazy then. So we will be looking into a hotel beforehand.
Yeah.
Liz wanted to know how many are expected in the group.
Well, right now, I think
we've
we're
got
close to
30.
20 cabins. We're about
That's-
40 to 50 people
Right.
we're going to be having, not again a large group. This isn't just about getting volume in, it's about trying to get like-minded folks traveling together.
Right.
So I think we're going to be in that 50 range, Liz, but there is still lots of time for us to be able to add some
Get
folks.
some more people.
The
in
problem
there.
is will the cabins be available? That's going to be the big
Right,
test.
that's the scary part. Right now, they have
Now-
plenty of the sea terraces and, sea view.
There's still
Yeah.
some sea terraces available and still some solo insider cabins. But the real reason we wanted to talk to you tonight is because Virgin has their current offer, which they're calling an airfare credit sale. I like to just preface this with, if you're not getting an airfare credit, what they've done is they've discounted their sailing rates for sailors through June 29th. So you have more money in your pocket to be able to pay for your airfare. Now, this sale does not only apply to our sailing, it also applies to European sailings, as well as the Caribbean sailings that are available right now. You can get a much bigger discount off European sailings because there are lots of cabins available this summer for folks who would like to go experience Greece. We can help you navigate through those, but for our sailing, it's $500 USD, up to $500 USD off, and up to 690 Canadian dollars off per cabin. Plus, you get the free $300 bar tab for
Paul-
our sailing.
Paula wanted to know, this is an organized event. That's correct. It's organized by us. But she wanted to know if a vegan can go anytime. Yeah, I have vegans going all the time.
100%.
And as far as enjoying the same amenities, you won't get the vegan happy hour. You won't get the extra loot that we're giving, and obviously we won't have the optional vegan excursions, but everything else will be the same.
Now, that being said, Paula, if you reach out to myself or Donna, we can absolutely talk to you about how to add excursions and things to your
Right.
cruise if you want to go a separate time. We can also make sure to reach out to Virgin to make sure they know if there's a restaurant that you want to try, that we get you booked in that restaurant before you get on board.
Right.
So absolutely, vegans. This is why we're educating folks about Virgin Voyages, because we both believe that this is one of the more vegan-friendly cruise lines out there. And they're not only thinking about, vegan food options, but they're trying to be more sustainable with
Right.
how they're operating. They're
Right.
trying to make sure that they have less of a carbon footprint than some of their larger cruise lines. And those are things that I think any vegan would agree are a must-have on their trips. As I said on the airfare credit sale, for our sailing of 6 nights, we get a free $300 bar tab per cabin. On sailings of 7 nights or more, you get $600 in a free bar tab. So there are some good inclusions there for you. Now, a lot of folks are wondering what you can get for $600.
Well, can we back up a second?
Sure.
You need to get it by June 29th.
100%. We definitely said that. This current offer is only available till June 29th. So you want to
But
make
it-
sure.
Right, but
reach out
you
to
can
us.
book through, I think, April of 2024, is that right? You can
Yep,
sail
right now.
sail, okay.
Yep. Now back to the what $600 can get you. There are some folks who mentioned that that they're not drinkers. The
Right.
big thing to note about this bar tab that makes it different from any other cruise line is that it's not just for bar drinks. You can use it for specialty cocktails, mocktails, specialty coffees. And you also don't need to use this bar tab yourself. So if you are sailing in a cabin where one person drinks, the other one doesn't, you can both use the bar tab, but there's no requirement of the two of you having to drink the same amount or having to not be able to share your credit. That credit is per cabin. And if you feel so inclined, let's say you meet up with Donna and I, and you'd like to treat us to a drink, or we'd like to treat you to a drink,
Is that
we
tip?
can
We're hinting.
absolutely do that as well. So Virgin lets you share your bar tab. So if you find the last night that you've got $100 left, you're not going to use it, you can share that with groups that you're traveling with. If you want to get a bottle of champagne, you can shake your app and get a bottle of champagne delivered right to where you're located on the ship, but you're not as stuck as other cruise lines when having
Right.
to both purchase this.
So a couple of things. First off, specialty coffees. So I'm a latte woman. So I like my oat, or you know what, I'm not picky about the kind of milk I drink, but I couldn't use $300 up on all the drinks I had. So that I had to give some of them away or share it with my roommate. Joyce wanted to know if we could use the bar tab for smoothies and pressed juices.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
You absolutely can. Any of the drinks that cost extra
Right.
on board, you can use your bar tab for them. That's the great part about it.
And as far as credit cards, Liz, they're all accepted.
Yeah, I'm
Very
assuming that they're all accepted because this port is out of Miami. On some of the itineraries, depending on where they're home ported, you may find that sometimes they don't accept Discover.
In the countries that we're going to, but
and sometimes Amex, but
Yeah.
I don't believe that there's any limitations for
Yeah.
us on the Miami. So we're 3 minutes over, so we're really sorry about the delay in this, but we want to share a couple of bonuses with you that you have with our group. Now, these bonuses actually only apply to our sailing from November 12th to the 18th. One is a group bonus where you can get what's called Sailor Loot, and that's Virgin's onboard credit. And they're offering up to $200 per cabin, depending upon the type of category you get. Now, we've explained that most of the cabin categories that are available currently are the Sea Terrace. So I'm going to use that number just for tonight's example. So our group gets $100 USD per cabin as Sailor Loot, and you can use that for anything on board. Any onboard purchases, if you want to go to the store, if you'd like to book an excursion, if you would like to maybe even use it on more bar drinks, you absolutely can. That's part of our group bonus. But Donna and I, for the remainder of June, to coincide with the airfare credit sale, we have brought back our bonus, which will give you an additional $50 US Sailor Loot if you're booking a Sea View and Sea Terrace, and $25 if you're booking an Insider and Solo cabin.
Right.
Now, that bonus is only available until June 29th, and again, only available on our sailing. I said to Donna before we started, I recently found out just a couple of days ago that if you are purchasing through a Canadian travel agent, so if you booked through my agency, Vegan Vacations, you would have to pay in Canadian dollars, but they are actually offering an additional $100 USD per cabin in onboard credit Sailor Loot until June 29th as well. So that would mean if you booked with Vegan Vacations before the end of the month, paid in Canadian dollars, you would get $250 USD in additional onboard credit. That would cover on a short excursion per person. That would definitely cover a spa treatment or two for yourself. So it is a great bonus, and we rarely get these extra bonuses. So I said to Donna, I didn't want to jump because I know we have some folks who are US, but if you are a US client who is okay paying in Canadian dollars, you can really maximize your Sailor Loot for the next couple of weeks by booking with us. So Donna and I have really tried to make sure that there are some opportunities here for our guests to get some extra inclusions. Did you want to add anything about the bonuses, Donna?
Not really, but we do have somebody who I want to touch this on. How are the spas on board? I actually didn't get a massage, but I got one of the best manicures I've ever had in my life, and I get manicures every 2 weeks. It was more like a massage, so I can say that it's it's a beautiful spa there, and they do fabulous work.
I'm definitely looking to get a massage too, Donna. I've heard the
Yeah.
thermal suites are nice on their spa as well.
That was, I mean, she spent an hour and a half doing my nails.
That's awesome. That's
So
awesome. So
That's great.
here are a couple of QR codes. If you want to take a screenshot of this, or you want to put your phone up to the screen, so that way you can find our pages. We've got one for US guests, one for Canadian guests. Feel free to reach out to either or both of us if you have any questions. I know, Donna, you were mentioning that you were going to talk pricing. Did you want to talk some pricing that you saw today? Because I did pull up the Canadian pricing.
let me just see what yes, I do have pricing. Hold on, let me just pull this up. I wasn't ready for this, so hold on.
Oh, sorry. You mentioned it, so I thought you wanted to chat
Um,
pricing. So I wanted to make sure.
No,
So
no,
I'll
no.
start with Canadian while you're looking. So right now for double occupancy cabins, if you were looking at a Sea Terrace cabin, they start at $4,693.10 Canadian, and that's for the cabin. So that's for two people. That's not for per person. If you
Right.
wanted to move to the Central, it's only about $150 Canadian more. So you're looking at just over 4,825 per person or per cabin, not per person. And for the folks who are asking about the solo, if you were looking at a solo insider cabin, you'd be looking at just under $2,475 for that cabin. So you're looking at about half the price for that solo insider, which makes it way more affordable for solo travelers for sure.
So what I'm getting in US dollars for the solo insider, they're giving a little bit of a discount. The total price on the cabin for the inside cabin would be $1,828. If you wanted the and that's as of today, because it can change. It could go up or down. I think it's going to be going up.
And I haven't even been
generally-
seeing it go down.
Yeah, I
lately,
haven't been
Donna.
seeing it going down lately. Solo Sea Terrace would be 3,253. And then the Central Sea Terrace would be 3,348. Now, if it's two people in the cabin, they only have the Sea Terrace and the Central Sea Terrace, and the Sea Terrace is 3,466. This is including taxes, by the way, guys. And for the Central Sea Terrace, it's 3,562.
Now, the one big thing to note, I know we're about 10 minutes over, but let's make sure the important stuff is in there. They do require a 20% deposit.
Yes.
Final payment is rapidly approaching. So I know for
July.
my agency, we're looking at getting final payments in the first week in July. So
Right.
just a couple of weeks away. So it's probably in your best interest to pay in full at the time of booking, so you don't have to do another payment 2 weeks from now.
Right.
But the good thing with Virgin is they're really flexible. So if something happens to change, in your plans and you need to maybe change our itinerary, you can't join us on our itinerary, or you've got to move your dates, they're very flexible up to about 44 days to your sailing. And even after 44 days to your sailing, they'll allow you to transfer your booking into someone else's name. So when you call us to be able to get your quote, we'll send you all the information about that flexibility, but there is flexibility there for those folks who want to book, want to get the bonuses, but might not be able to join us and have to switch things. The only thing to note is the bonuses that you get apply to only our sailing. So those group sailor loot offers that we had only apply for the week that we're sailing.
Yeah, Liz, you're right. The airfare is really high right now. There are ways to get around that, but if you're interested, we can talk to you about it.
Yeah, I believe Liz was up in Vancouver. So if you wanted to know.
Oh, yeah. Have her call you.
Yeah. Hey, Victoria, good to see you on here. The Central Sea Terrace right now is sitting at Canadian 48.26 and change for the Central Sea Terrace.
Victoria, are you in Canada?
Victoria,
The US?
yeah, Victoria is booked with us on this
Okay.
sailing. Yeah,
Okay. So she's in Canada. Good. Okay.
that's right. That's right. So did anybody have any questions for us? Liz currently is no solo sea view. cabins available,
Not for the group.
not for our
that we're-
group cruise.
Yeah. Oh, Victoria missed the price. So not for this group, but for other cruises. Now, just keep in mind, there's not as many of the solo sea view cabins as there are for the solo cabins. So just keep that in mind. They're going to be harder to get.
Yep. So she needed the
Price.
the
She wanted
price. Yeah, so the amount right now for, sorry, I'm pulling up the price again for you, Victoria. The Central Sea Terrace right now is $4,826.30 Canadian, and that's for the cabin. So that's for 2 people based on double occupancy pricing. And yes, you absolutely did get a great deal. Victoria actually booked with us back in
February.
February.
Yeah.
And they had their great wave season sale. That again, they will not be going back to, at least for this year's sailings. Keep us in mind for next year because they do have great sales at that time. But yes, the prices have slowly been increasing on our sailing, and it is a popular sailing for sure. Virgin has actually even noted that with us. I think it's because it's right before that holiday weekend in the States, and then we gear up for Christmas.
Yeah.
So we're starting a week early on our vacation time.
We got somebody coming in. Deb.
Perfect. Thanks, Liz. That's great. I'll look forward to hearing from you. And Deb, you've joined us a bit late, but let us know if you have any questions, and if anybody else has any questions before we hop off.
Deb, we're going to have a recording so that you can watch the recording in full, because we're actually ending it. I did see that you came in at 5 o'clock Eastern time. I'm not sure where you're located, so I'm sorry about that, but we'll get this information over to you so that you can watch it anytime, any of your free time.
Yes, and if you have any questions for us, our contact information is on the screen. You can take a screenshot of the QR codes if you're US or Canadian. And one more plug, Donna, I'm going to give, because I never get to give these plugs. If you are comfortable paying in Canadian dollars,
Sometimes it's better.
Reach out to us, because right now we have a bonus offer of Sailor Loot. So instead of just getting our group bonuses, which can equal up to $150 per cabin on Sea Terrace cabins, you can get an additional $100 USD for a total of $250 USD in Sailor Loot. So it is a really great time to consider booking in Canadian dollars. And Donna and I have no problem. We just want to see you all on this group cruise because we think it's going to be a great time. And I think it's going to be a great first group for us, Donna.
Somebody did mention about, is it more whole food plant-based stuff? They will do that for you. There are going to be a lot of options on there. Yes, there is some junk food, but
I think it's hard for everybody right now. I think a lot of places are thinking that the junk food, vegan food is the only food. And that's what Donna and I have really spent a lot of time doing when we're meeting with.
I've talked to the head of the food and beverage.
So there will be, there will be the sort of Beyond Meat burgers. And like Donna said, there's a vegan hot dog. There are vegan ice creams and things like that, that I am sure are not the healthiest whole food plant-based options for you.
Right.
The reason why we're doing Virgin is the fact that
they're willing to work with
accommodating. So
and
we
Paul,
actually meet with our group coordinator. We're actually going to be going through our clients' dietary needs. So that way everybody in our group, their needs are noted and we can have conversations about them before we get on the ship. So that way everybody will be accommodated well.
And Paula, I want to finally meet you in person. Yeah, we'll see. Well, you got until the 29th to make your mind up about the sale. Otherwise, I don't know what the price is going to be.
Yeah.
And Deb, we'll send over, I'm going to send over are you on Facebook, Deb? You can it's just us four right now. Because if you are on Facebook, you're not sure if you're on Facebook? Okay.
I don't think Paula was asking about the maximum size of the group, and I don't see us going over 50. at this
Right.
point. I see us
Right.
being like, I see that being the comfortable number for us, because as I said, we don't want, Donna and I want to be able to engage with everybody. We want to be able to spend time with everybody in the group. We don't want this to just be, the goal is maybe one day for us to charter the whole ship, but I think we're going to start this first one off with a nice intimate group of like-minded, vegan friendly travelers that can have a good time and be on a ship where they don't have to worry about where they're going to find their meal or where they're going to be able to enjoy vegan friendly amenities.
Yeah. I just wanted to know one last thing. She's not on Facebook now. Oh, I don't know if you're in our Facebook group, but if you RSVP via Zoom, I will be sending out the link for the Zoom to everyone.
Great.
If not, Deb, you can send me a message on Facebook, or you can email me, Donna@greenearthtravel.com, and I'll send you the recording. Okay.
Great. That's awesome. Well, this was a great time, Donna. Should we wrap it up there?
We should. We're 10 minutes over.
That's great. Well, we're gonna let this commercial play out the Virgin has had, so you can again get a vibe of the ship and get a little bit more inspired.
But she
to
left.
Give us a call, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a really fun night talking Virgin. Thanks, Donna.
It's Richard, my boyfriend.
Desert loving in your eyes all the way. If I listen to your lies, would you say I'm someone without conviction? I'm someone who doesn't know how to sell the contradiction. You come and go, you come and go. Come on, chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dream. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Every day is like survival. You're my lover, I'm my rival. Every day is like survival.
Let's do it again, shall we?
He looks good for an 80-year-old. Oh, he's not 80 yet. He's in his 70s.
Thank you, everybody, for joining
you.
us. Have a great night. We look forward to welcoming you on board in November.
Bye-bye.